Oh boy, what on earth is that?
My friend Mike came by yesterday when I was out, and he dropped this off in front of my garage. It's been sitting in his garage for a few decades, believe it or not, and his brother-in-law wants to get it going again. So he dropped it off in front of my garage to let me check it out. I don't think I've ever seen or had one of these things before. Let's look at it in detail.
So here we go. It's obviously just a super old push mower. It's called a Bobcat. Look at that, huh? Decent wheels for its age. Look at that. No rust on the deck at all. Probably a magnesium or aluminum one. Look at that engine. Look at that muffler. That muffler's Dunsky, or at least it's been left outside or something. Bobcat. Look at that. Pulsajet. Old Pulsajet carburetor. The kind where the carburetor has a fuel line that goes all the way down, plastic, into the gas tank. It's connected to it. Has a vertical pull upward pull starter. It's so old it doesn't have, this Pulsajet doesn't have a primer bulb. So I think it will just go on a few pulls. Interesting, huh? A Bobcat. I wonder if this Bobcat is related to the Bobcats of, you know, those skid steer Bobcats? I'm not sure. Leave it in the comments if you guys know. It says commercial over here. Slightly, you can see commercial. Clean.
Take a look at the blade underneath. Decent blade. It's a mulching blade. And it is turning the crankshaft. But I don't feel much compression, to be honest with you. But I'm surprised that the gas tank is clean. I feel compression. This is the throttle, I think. Yeah. This would be low throttle. This would be high throttle. You can tell that the spring would be stretched if you did that. Maybe this, I'm not sure. How would you even turn it on or off? You know, that's stretching it. So this is high throttle. Let's check the Earl. It's like black tar, but it's got plenty of Earl, albeit super old. Let's remove the air cleaner and see if we can just shoot some stuff in the carb. Usually with these Pulsajets, the problem that it has is that the diaphragm inside the carburetor is stiff and rigid and hard and has no flex to it. Pretty much like most diaphragm issues. That air filter needs to be changed, obviously. And it actually has the choke. You know, it looks clean inside. Let's shoot some ether in there, huh? Some starting fluid. So look, when this is pulled this way, it stretches this That's the highest. That's the most it'll go right there. Yeah, so that puts less slack on the spring. And this would be higher revolutions. Yeah. So that's high throttle right there. Sure Start. Starting fluid from my friends over at Lucas Oil Products. So I see the choke is going to be closed no matter what. Maybe from the suction or intake, it'll open on its own once it's started. It's kind of interesting. It's pretty easy to move. There's a little bit of resistance, maybe from varnish or something like that. So maybe I'd have to spray something around the joints here. But anyway, we just sprayed a lot of stuff in there. Let's just give it a couple of pulls and see. A little nervous, to be honest with you. I'll stand behind this wheel. Probably not getting any spark. I don't know. Could it be a points magneto? That would be a pain. Found my spark tester. How do you even know if the spark tester is going to work? What if the bulb's busted? Or your spark tester's bad? Yeah, only one way to find out. It's just going to have to try it. It's bright out right now, so I don't even know if you'll be able to see anything. Ooh, I felt a spark. I felt a shock. Yep, I feel it. There's a spark. For sure. There's electricity coming out of here. Or, yeah. But I don't see any light here though. But I felt it right here. It's definitely getting spark from here. I don't know about the spark plug though. But like I said, always, it's almost never the spark plug. Let's remove the spark plug. And if anything, we'll shoot some stuff into there. 3 sizes of spark plug sockets. And to be honest with you, this thing here doesn't seem to stick very well. To bend that in a little bit. Looks good. Looks semi-clean. Let me find another spark plug that looks like this. We'll blow some starting fluid in there. Got a replacement spark plug, same size. If that one was bad, what are the chances that I get 2 bad spark plugs? You know what I mean? So we'll spray a little bit of ether into the spark plug hole. I mean, I feel like we have spark. So we should be able to get her done. There could be a whole lot of other things why it won't work. Maybe the compression's bad. I'm going to crimp the inner part that makes the contact with the end of the spark plug because it doesn't seem like it's adhering well to the spark plug end. Ah, that feels much better, like it's on there, you know. All right, let's give her a couple pulls and see if it at least somewhat turns over. I feel like we have spark. Let me move this throttle thing. Maybe it was grounded. Put it halfway. Does it seem like it's igniting at all? Maybe it did. Ooh. It is. It's igniting. Wow. How about it? How about it? You guys expect that? I didn't expect that. Put some fresh gas in here and just see what happens. All right, now it seems like it's flooded or something. Maybe it needs some more help. No, there's plenty of fluid in there, man. Maybe too much. So I've been trying lots of things, covering my hand over it to mimic a choke. When I do that, a lot of gas gets sucked up. So it seems like the vacuum vent it's working. I've tried low throttle, high throttle, medium throttle, quarter throttle, 2/3 throttle, 3/4 throttle, moving this around, holding it open while I pull it. Still haven't gotten any signs of it starting other than that time that it started. What I did after that was just put gas in it, right? And now it's not starting. So I'm thinking maybe, I mean, even blowing stuff in here, it should have started or turned over and then stopped, right? It doesn't seem like it. It seems like maybe it's over flooded. But I haven't removed the carburetor to see if there's any clogs. Only because the evidence shows that the gas tank is super clean and there isn't a whole lot of, you know, evidence of dirtiness, you know? But I think I should just take the carburetor off and take a look. But sometimes when you remove something so old, you end up doing more damage to it than if you just left it. But it's not starting, so the only alternative we have is to get the carburetor off, you got to take the gas tank off too. I mean, you could take it off, but it might break something. So I'm going to remove the gas tank and then the carburetor, and we'll check out the carburetor. Okay, guys, remove the gas tank as you saw and remove the carburetor, and it's filled with gas here, and it seems relatively clean on the inside. There's a little debris, but not a whole lot. Here's the carburetor itself. As you can see, there's a spring here that pushes the diaphragm in and out like that. And and the gasket, after how long I couldn't imagine, still seems like it's okay. It's a little, you know, stiff. This is the center Phillips screw. As I removed the surrounding flathead screws, it still wouldn't come off. Then I looked into the choke area down there, and there was a flathead. There was this screw here that held it on. So this was hiding in there. This is the fuel sucking straw that sucks the gas from inside the carburetor, inside the gas tank, and drips and sucks gas from this one here, from the main gas tank, into this area here, where it goes into this little reservoir there where there's gas. You have to have gas in there, otherwise it won't suck up into the carburetor. I mean, it looks okay as soon as I find that damn spring. Under here, I know you can't see it, but there's the ground wire that once this touches that area, it shuts off the engine. But I mean, honestly guys, it looks okay. I mean, I'm gonna blow this out a little bit and find that spring, but there it is. I don't really see anything wrong with it, to be honest with you. And I think this just sits here like that. What's also interesting that I didn't tell you was that this carburetor has a fuel adjustment screw here. I've never seen one on the Pulsajet carburetors before. Of course, the Pulsajet carburetors nowadays are plastic. But that's interesting. Maybe I should have adjusted this a little bit, huh? I'm going to take this out and blow stuff into it. I'm going to blow this whole thing just to get a little bit cleaner. And blow it in here and blow it in there. Other than that, everything looks okay. You guys saw from time lapse, put everything back together again, and I tested it a few times. It wouldn't start. Then I realized that once I was pulling it, this choke flap wasn't like kind of moving, you know what I mean? And since we kind of started it a little bit before, may not need so much choke. So I took a screwdriver and I manually kept the choke open. So the choke has to be kept open while it's running because the diaphragm, this is the choke connection, is connected to the diaphragm. So maybe the diaphragm is, like I expected, too old and it's not flexing the way it's supposed to be, which is why this needs to be manually kept open. That's what I'm thinking. So I think it just needs a new diaphragm and that would probably work better. Just not sure. So if you did that, it wouldn't start. Keep the choke open a little. I figured out something. This air filter has the bolt that goes all the way through the carburetor to fasten onto the carburetor, the air filter system. And the bolt goes right through the choke flap hole. So that's what holds the choke flap open. Let's try it now. As you can see, the RPMs are out of control. So I have to take off the air filter and see what's up. So I just checked the throttle linkage, and the part that goes onto the governor was caught on the top. So now it should be good. About that, huh? Is that cool or what? I didn't think I'd figure that out. All right, I think that's it. I think we did it. I think we did it. Straightened out that throttle thing a little bit. So now we could change the oil because it's really bad. So this is going to be super messy because there's no oil filler reservoir. It's just gonna be all over here, you know. But whatever. Let's just try to do this without making a. Holy cow! As long as we get most of it out. Alright, that's enough. That's good enough. SAE 30 plus from my friends over at Lucas Oil Products. Just put like 10 ounces in there. It didn't look like there was very much. I'll fill it up to where the threads start. Guy was walking by, saw me going, probably thought I was some kind of nut, huh? You're a nut. Fill it to the threads, it's good enough. Sometimes if you keep pouring and pouring, it never goes up to the threads because it'll just fill up the entire, you know, crankcase. But I put in about what came out, so it's fresh oil. Just wiped it down a little bit. This thing is good to go. Watch, it doesn't start now. actually change the air filter too, since it's kind of oily. The one that I have looks like it'll fit. It's the kind for the newer kind. This one's a little bit wider. Also, this kind has the hole in it. Let's see what this looks like. I got this from my friends over at HIPA store. HIPAstore.com. Look at that. Holy cow. It crumbles as I touch it. Dump this out. Look at this. It's like dust. I don't think I've ever seen a filter like that. It was literally dust. Disgusting. I adjusted the fuel mixture and now it runs really smooth.
Are you filming? I don't want to be in your...
Can you believe it? Right after I fixed the his mower, my friend Mike drops by with some other stuff. Isn't it amazing? Anyway, he's got me like the power washer I gave him like 2 years ago. He's bringing it back to me because he got a new one. And he's bringing me a snap-on power washer. Let's unload it and see what we have. So, Mike gave me a snap-on electric power washer. Isn't snap-on really expensive? Anyway, he says it works. I'll keep it. It's snap-on. Also, he gave me back the, many years ago, 2 years ago, I found that or something, or I forget. Anyway, he brought me some other shit, and then he needed a power washer, so I just gave him the one that I just found and fixed. And then he says that now he's returning it back to me because he got another one. And he says it runs, but then it runs for like 10 or 15 minutes and then stops again. So that sounds like a magneto issue, because when the magneto gets hot and stuff, it won't give you spark anymore. Because if it runs for 10, 15 minutes, it'll run for 20, 25, 30, you know what I mean? It's not a fuel delivery problem. But I'll look through that another time. But anyway, I'm glad I have this bonus coverage for you guys on the Bobcat. It definitely is an interesting, little project. Leave it in the comments, fellas. If you guys have any input on your experience with it, you ever heard of it, you ever seen it, you ever use it, how similar the engine is to other ones that are on Sears Craftsman's that I've had, with the top pull start, recoil starter. I've had an IGT, I had an international that had a high pull vertical recoil starter before. I think it was on the Tecumseh, I don't remember. But this is definitely a Briggs & Stratton though. that, guys. Lubed the throttle linkage so it wasn't so grippy like that. Now it's smooth. I honestly didn't think I was going to be able to get this going, but I'm pretty stoked that I did. Super old Bobcat push mower. We just cleaned the carburetor and adjusted the linkage a little bit, oiled everything up, gave it an oil change. Now it starts no problem. Half throttle, one pull. To my buddy Mike, and I hope you're watching, your mower's ready to be picked up. No charge, because you're my boy. Maybe pick me up a dozen donuts. See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.
Let's go, Jerry. Go!